Okay, welcome to another live. It is Thursday evening, and I am back from California. So we're giving these guys a soak. And man, Spike. Spike is that Holmes hingeback furthest from the camera. Spike is just getting to be so big and so awesome. Spike is 3 years old now. Spike's bigger than Curvy. Curvy is next to Spike. Curvy's an interesting story because Curvy was born without an eye. So, no eye on that side. But Curvy has this very interesting and unique scoot pattern towards the end of her shell. So, obviously, Curvy had some developmental issues in the egg, but is still a lovely tortoise. She's a little shaky, a little wobbly on her feet. Always has been. Oh, there she goes for a drink. Now we're gonna. We've got Spike there and Curvy getting their weekly soaks. These guys are 3 years old now. Can you believe it? Spike, you can go back and look at videos. Spike there on the top was the first tortoise that I ever hatched. And Spike is gigantic now. Spike is basically the size of my hand. But 3 years old, December 3rd, 2019, she hatched just after the Tortoise and Turtle Preservation Group meeting. And there's Curvy down at the bottom. Curvy is the animal that has one eye. Great tortoise. Then over here, we have the ever-growing Chef Jeffrey. You can see Chef Jeffrey's getting gigantic. Unrelated to Spike, I think both of these animals are female. I have what I think is a male from this spring, and hopefully that male will be a good pair for these two, although I'd kind of like to get a different bloodline male, an additional male, because really that male will only be for Spike. But yeah, so we're just back from California and got in yesterday. All the animals did well. I couldn't ask for any better help from my mom. She helps feeds them and takes care of them. But there you can see my typical setup, the 110-gallon stock tanks from Tough Stuff. These guys are going up in price, but I really like them. I can get a nice deep substrate. They're still under $100. And I have gone almost exclusively to live plants. So there's 4 live plants in there, 3 different types of Dracaena. The Boston Fern, which is alive, and that Dieffenbachia over there, that is fake. So, yeah. How are you guys doing tonight? How are your animals doing? Do you have a nice holiday break coming up? Are you going to be impacted by this mega blizzard that's going to hit? Let me know. Let me know where you are and what turtles you have, and we'll chat a bit. That's Blondie. She's by far the most productive Western Hinchback that I have. I got her in 2019, and the person that had her wasn't really a tortoise guy. He had got her from a woman somewhere in the Akron area that had her for 2 decades. And she thought the animal was an elongated tortoise, not a Western Hinchback. So that is the story of Blondie. And she has, she's produced 21 animals, guys. She is a champ. So she should start laying eggs soon. You can see that I am now using Arcadia bulbs for the UVB. That is a Zoomed bulb, one of those mercury vapor bulbs, but it doesn't produce UVB anymore. So what I do is that I switch this bulb weekly, so that different animals can get the UVB. So there you go. We're switching it over, and I need to arrange those plants a little bit better, so that I can get both heat and UVB in the same thing, in the same picture. I've got my cameras up and running. Really important to have a good camera if you want to track what your females are doing. That's for the entire room. Kind of, just make sure nobody's gotten out. And then this tank, we have Rugged and Lucy there. Those two, I hope, really produce some eggs this year. And there's Lucy. You can see she has the cuttle bone. So I'm hoping that she's going to be laying eggs soon. So let's check back with these guys. When they start getting active and busy, they're done drinking, and then it's time to get them out of there, really. I feed them right after I soak them. That's very important. These guys are stimulated by rain and humidity to eat. So if you ever have a hingeback that you're working with that just isn't eating, soak them and then feed them right away. Over here, she's kind of messed up her enclosure, but Jet is really loving the new enclosure and that UVB light that I have installed in these PVC enclosures. She just loves to explore in there. So I've kind of changed my mind on bright UVB lights. I've got places for her to hide and be in the shade and be in the dark, but she likes to come out sometimes too. So that's pretty cool. And then in here is a Dusky. And Dusky's scheduled to have her water removed. Kind of interestingly, she has shredded the pothos. They just love to explore. And yeah, so she has gone and just wrecked that up. I tried to put those rocks to guard it, but no, she went right over the rocks. And pothos is hard to kill, so I'm sure that will come back. But those were cuttings, and I'm finding it pretty hard to keep plants alive with the Homiana. They're bigger, they're more aggressive, so that's why I have the fake plants with the Homiana. There's Jet. Jet seems to love this new enclosure with the Arcadia UVB in there. Pardon that dirty plate, but man, she loves to climb around. You know, Holmes Hinchbacks, they live in the forest, right, of Africa, so they are used to climbing up and over things. Look at her extending those legs to get up there. They have really, really long legs, and that's what they're built for. They're built for climbing up and down and around and through and across those forests in West Africa. So that's what I've tried to do, is give her some opportunities to explore, and she loves it. You know, she puts her head up and explores, looks around. You can see the reflection in the background, some cleaning supplies. But I mean, this is an active, engaging Homiana. And I can't wait until Dusky gets big enough to truly be interested in her. Jet, I named her Jet because she's so dark, right? I mean, she's just jet black in coloration. One of the darkest Homiana that I've ever had. And then pair her with Dusky to see how that ends up. So... How's everybody doing tonight? Are you in the path of the blizzard, Winter Storm Elliott? I certainly am. Here in Northeast Ohio, we are closed at the Botanical Garden and the Holden Arboretum tomorrow, so I will be working from home. That's cool because I get to pop in on my tortoises every once in a while. There you go. See, then she can climb over and be in a little darker area away from that UVB if she wants to be. So, yeah, I love these enclosures that Seth Hurst built. They've just opened up a whole new world of turtle and tortoise keeping for me. So let's take a look at Dusky again. Dusky's just kind of chilling. Dusky is the male that eventually will get paired with Jet. Both of these are wild-caught animals. And yeah, I'm really curious to see what their babies will look like if they are successful, right? So we kind of have this tan-colored animal, and then Jet, who's very dark. And then let me show you two other animals. They have different parents, just like Jet and Dusky. So this is a very dark animal that came from a dark female and a light male. And then this is the more brownish colored animal. It's kind of hard to tell the difference when they're not right next to each other, but if you put them right next to each other, you can really see one is much more dark brown and the other one is much more chestnut brown. But aren't those pretty awesome animals, guys? I think I'm more proud of these than any other group that I've raised up. I mean, they're pretty stunning. So, well, thanks for joining. I'm going to get these guys some food and then put them back in their enclosures. But have a wonderful evening. Stay safe. Have a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and a wonderful long weekend. Talk to you later. Thanks for joining.